Kent's campus career fair was met by student protesters not in favor of one of the fair's recruiters. We have how student organizations reacted.
I can't control it. 7.
I am live at the Kent Hotel and Conference Center right now, where one of the many bands you can find celebrating Beatle Fest in Kent tonight is warming up for their show at 6:30. We'll have more coming up.
A man connected to the mass shooting in Dayton has been convicted on 2 charges. We have the latest on the controversy surrounding these charges.
And the sun is trying to shine right now, but just a couple clouds are in the way. Will we see the sun continue to shine through the weekend? Stay tuned to find out. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. I'm Shaquiena Davis.
And I'm Jacob Gajda.
2 former Ohio State football players were indicted today. Amir Riep and Jason Went both faced 2 counts of rape and 1 count of kidnapping. The charges stem from an alleged incident with a woman earlier this month. Prosecutors say the men restrained and assaulted the woman in their apartment. Both men could face up to 33 years in prison. Their arraignment is scheduled for March 6th.
A group of student protesters form a human wall around Homeland Security's table at the Internship, Co-op, and Career Fair. They met with Kent State President Todd Dyken prior to the event to discuss the terms of a list of demands they sent to administration earlier this month.
Students from Threads, Black United Students, and other groups released this letter explaining their stance, saying that the Department of Homeland Security harms communities of color and migrant groups. They also called for the university to prohibit groups like ICE and military organizations from coming to Kent State. The coalition says they plan to demonstrate on campus in the future. And the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services is pledging nearly $1 million to an emergency fund to help counties struggling between the opioid epidemic. The money will come from both state and federal dollars and will be used to create a 3-person team that will help respond to the county agencies in crisis through training and assistance. And the city of Streetsboro is looking to complete a safety study for Route 303 before making improvements on the roadway. The study is expected to record traffic counts and crash data. Officials say the study must be done ahead of time to qualify for funds. Funding coming from the city's capital fund was approved with $29,500. There is currently no set date for the start of the project.
The flu remains a concern across the United States, and it's especially active in Cuyahoga County. Officials have reported 5 flu deaths just this week, with all victims over the age of 60. This marks 14 deaths in the county this season. And Ethan Cawley has been convicted for helping provide weapons used in August's mass shooting in Dayton. The charges are not connected to the shooting, but U.S. Attorney Vipal Patel said he wanted the judge to consider the Dayton shooting during sentencing.
Separate the two. The 2 crimes that Mr. Cawley pled guilty to and for which he received the sentence today are inextricably intertwined with the events of August 4, as we advocated in court and as I'm saying today.
Now, Cawley's defense team argued the defendant lied on a form but had nothing to do with the planning of the shooting.
Involved with the planning, wasn't involved in any of it. And so, he's taken responsibility for what he did, which was he wasn't truthful on the form. And yet he is somehow being brought into this as he is involved. But it really couldn't be farther from the truth.
You know, Jacob, luckily the weather outside is really nice.
It's pretty nice today.
Definitely. And our weather anchor, Kyle Miller, has more. Kyle?
Yes, Shaquiena, that is right. The weather is looking pretty nice outside, but that's just the least of what we have to come looking into the weekend. But for now, currently in Kent, 31 degrees, feeling like 25 with an 8-mile-an-hour wind blowing from the southwest. And I can tell you, we're outside right now, even with the sun, it does feel rather chilly. Good night to stay inside or go to the MAC and watch some Kent State men's basketball. Mike Reiner will have more for you on that later. Looking into the weekend though, 35 degrees is a high today, but luckily for us, Saturday and Sunday, lots of sun. 46 is going to be the high on Saturday with 49 on Sunday. It is a perfect weekend to just forget the homework, forget any other responsibilities, just get outside and enjoy it while we have it. And as you can see throughout Northeast Ohio, nothing on the radar, no precipitation for us to worry about. Great night, get out stargazing, do anything you have to do, but stay warm. That's all I have for you right now. Stay tuned to get a look into this week's forecast. Back to you, Shaquiena.
Thanks, Kyle. The Portage County Sheriff's Office has released its newest most wanted list. There are 7 people joining this list shown below. If you have any information on these fugitives, call your local law enforcement agency, the Sheriff's Dispatch Center, or Sheriff David Doak at the contacts below.
And Akron police arrested a man accused of shooting his mother yesterday morning. 38-year-old Jerry Simmons was arrested by officers after police received multiple calls reporting a shooting. When officers arrived, they found a 62-year-old woman with a gunshot wound to the abdomen. She said she was shot during an argument between her and her son. Simmons has been charged with felonious assault and weapons under disability. He was transported to the Summit County Jail.
If you're walking around downtown Kent tonight, you may hear some familiar tunes.
Yeah, our reporter Halee Sepulveda is there live to see how some bands are helping the Kent community come together. Halee?
Hi guys, so I'm here downtown at the Kent Conference Center and Hotel live with Liverpool Lads, one of the many bands who are featured in tonight's Beatle Fest in downtown Kent. So if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Joe, I play Ringo.
I played John Lennon, of course, here in the Lads.
I'm Tim, George.
My name's E.S. Hyder. I play Paul in the Liverpool Lads.
So can you tell me a little bit about why you guys started the band, how long you've been doing this, and how you think it impacts the community?
Well, the band's been around 11 years. Basically, we're mutts. We came from other bands. We all love the Beatles music. I think every one of us standing here has been influenced by an older sibling because we're all so young. You know, one of us actually saw the Beatles in 1966 at Cleveland Stadium. So, yeah. So, as far as impacting the community, you just go out and you just show people a great time and you have them forget about their problems for a while, you know.
Do you guys perform at other places, or are you only here for Beatles Fest? Like, how does that work?
Beatle Fest is stop number 2 of 22 this year for us. So we'll be all over the region, actually. And anybody who likes Hudson will be there in August. Check out the schedule.
Where else have you guys performed?
Oh, gosh. We've been as far north as Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Indiana, regionally. You know.
Kent State, of course. Some beer later.
And Kent State is your favorite place to perform, right?
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's the home of Chrissy Hine and Joe Walsh, alumnus.
All right. Thank you guys. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Halee Sepulveda.
A proposed Mississippi law that would ban abortion at the detection of a fetal heartbeat remains blocked. We have more on the decision made by a panel of judges.
Kent City Council discussed grant money and new city events, but one initiative was brought to the mayor's attention. More on this after the break.
And the sun is going to be shining this weekend, but is any rain going to impact that great sunshine? I have the details coming up next.
Wizard, roll for deceasedness.
My Dark Wizard casts Super Fireball.
The wizard has only rolled an 8.
What? This is garbage!
Spell. No way
level
a roll like that
10.
doesn't hit a level 1
I
goblin.
have
Are
7.
You serious? You gotta be
Oh my
kidding me.
God!
I have
What is
just
going
a baby
on?
goblin.
Cease your quarreling, children.
What?
No! What are you doing, you crazy monster?
Nanny?
Oh my
What?
You should stop being nerds and playing D&D and be nerds and watch All Systems Go Wednesdays at 9, where we talk everything from movies, games to anime and more.
Yeah,
No,
seems
yeah.
reasonable.
Go watch All Systems Go.
every day across America. Excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Kent City Council holds meetings the third week of every month, giving citizens a chance to voice their concerns.
One organization brought their initiatives involving marijuana penalties to the council's attention. TV2's Jenna Borthwick reports.
Kent City Hall's council meeting discussed the community development grant and upcoming city events. But one new initiative was especially brought to the mayor's attention, called Sensible Kent.
Ohio decriminalized marijuana use in 1975, and arrests can still be made for even the smallest amount of marijuana.
The Sensible Movement Coalition hopes to enact a Kent ordinance to reduce the penalty for possessing less than 200 grams of marijuana, also advocating for no fine or time in prison.
Many Ohioans would rather drive to Michigan or Pennsylvania to purchase their medicine, despite the consequences if they are stopped on their return to Ohio.
A similar ordinance was passed in Cleveland on January 27th.
And sensible voter initiatives have an 80% success rate once they reach the ballot across Ohio. Sensible ordinances at the local level are a response to the Ohio State House, ignoring the will of Ohio citizens.
Sensible Kent continued to argue for the ordinance, explaining the medicinal benefits of marijuana. While one council member disagreed,
I'll vote against it.
Other council members thought the initiative reflects our changing society.
Our culture's changing on views about marijuana, but our laws, unfortunately, in Ohio have not. I think that sometimes the local community has to take the lead on things like this.
It is still unclear if and when Sensible Kent's movement will impact the council.
With that, we're adjourned.
But first, a conversation must be had.
I would like to see us at least have a really good discussion about what those implications really are.
Reporting for TV2 News, in Kent, I'm Jenna Borthwick.
3 Northeast Ohio business owners owe more than $800,000 after investigators found they weren't offering workers compensation coverage. William H. Foster III pled guilty last week in Summit County to a second-degree misdemeanor for obstructing business. And earlier this year, Paul Collier Jr. and Miklos Fioretto of Stark County pled guilty to fourth-degree felony fraud charges after changing the business's name to avoid paying past premiums.
And over 8 million licensed Ohio drivers and state ID holders will have their photos uploaded to a state database used by law enforcement and immigration officers. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost and Governor Mike DeWine plan to fill the state's facial recognition system with new and updated photos. The facial recognition system will be an effective law enforcement tool while protecting Ohioans' privacy and civil liberties. And a woman in Akron was flagged down by police after someone mistook a CPR dummy in her car for a body. At Home Healthcare posted their Facebook page on Wednesday that 911 call was placed to the Akron Police Department in reference to a possible body in the nurse's car. Lieutenant Michael Miller said that the body was found to be a full-size CPR dummy used for training.
And Cedar Point is offering lifetime tickets to 150 lucky customers, but you can't just buy a pass. Starting Monday, lucky winners will be chosen weekly through August 16th. The coveted passes offer access to Cedar Point Shores, and the cherry on top, free parking. To enter, visit the link on your screen below.
Welcome back, Portage County. Now, for all of you who are planning to get your free lifetime passes to Cedar Point, today's not a good day to go. 32 degrees. I think that would be a little bit miserable being in the roller coaster park, but that can hold off till summer. 33 degrees up in Cleveland and keeping it consistent. 31 to 33 down south toward Canton. 32 up in Lima as we go statewide. 33 in my hometown at Dayton. We're keeping it pretty consistent. It has gotten a little bit colder to 34 in Cincinnati with that same temperature in Athens. And you can see the reason we have all the sun outside right now, the eastern half of the United States, absolutely nothing on the radar. No rain for anything except as you get that south toward Florida. You can see a couple high pressure systems. Those systems are the reason that we see this nice weather with all the sun and warm temperatures. That high pressure coming in toward Athens and down in Arkansas. Now, as we look to the 7-day, Friday, 35 degrees for today and the sun continuing through the weekend. But as we go into the rest of the week, it's going to be a little bit rainy, unfortunately. So take this nice weekend while you have it. 43 degrees is the high on Monday, going up to 46 Tuesday, but rain all day on Tuesday. Spotty showers Wednesday, and even getting into Thursday, a little bit of snow in the morning. Hate to see it, but that's all I have for you tonight. With TV2 News, I'm Kyle Miller. Enjoy the sun, Portage County.
And Mississippi's law banning abortions at the detection of a fetal heartbeat as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy remains blocked after a ruling by a panel of circuit judges Thursday. This makes the Mississippi law the first to be blocked at the appeals court level of abortion bans passed in 2019. District Judge Carlton Reeves blocked the law, stating that it threatens women's rights. And 5 Harvard students sued their university officials over Harvard investments linked to what they call the prison industrial complex. Plaintiff Jared Drake says the prison industrial complex is the overlapping interest between the government, prisons, police, and corporations in keeping bodies limited and controlled. The students argue that the money instead funds the lifestyles of Harvard's top administrators. And Lesotho's Prime Minister Thomas Thabane left the country for a medical appointment on a day he was expected in court to face charges of murdering his former wife. Leopoldo Thabane was murdered outside her home days before the Prime Minister's inauguration in 2017. Officials say they're making a statement to shut down rumors of the Prime Minister not wanting to appear in court. Thabane is expected in court after his medical treatment.
The Flashes are about to take the court for a critical MAC East contest. Hear all about it when we come back.
And when we come back, coronavirus continues to spread, and one country in Asia is seeing a massive surge in the disease. We have the details.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Every one of us has a voice, and every voice has the power to shape the world. Ours is no different. Our voice is 85 years in the making, a voice that's more than 700 students strong, one of the largest in the nation. It's 10 different award-winning media partners sharing 34 outlets, all working united toward a common goal. Our voice reaches 30,000 households on TV, over 22,000 magazine readers per year, 500,000 newspapers, feature films in stores nationwide. Our voice is pride in what we do. It empowers students, emerging professionals, to ask tough questions and demand answers. We believe in our voice. We believe in its ability to change the world. And our voice makes us who we are.
The coronavirus has made a drastic increase in numbers within a couple of days. CNN's Paula Hancock investigates this rise in Daegu, South Korea.
South Korea's massive spike in novel coronavirus cases can be linked to one religious group. Officials say one member attended services in this building in the southern city of Daegu while infected. Well over half of the country's cases now trace back to the Shincheonji group. Government officials have shut down religious services to stop the spread. Health officials say that they're trying to get in touch with every single member of this congregation. They say there's over 1,000 to try and stem this spike, but they admit that they are having difficulties. On Friday, they said that they are still trying to get hold of 57 people. A 5-minute drive away is a US military base. US Forces Korea are restricting access on and off the base. Non-essential travel to the city has been prohibited.
The nice thing is, because we can be secluded from the general population, people are more safe on our base than they are off the base.
I mean, what's morale like? How is everyone feeling on base being shut in there?
People are nervous. They're spooked. You know, if somebody is sick near them, they're very nervous.
3 South Korean military personnel have been confirmed to have the virus elsewhere in the country, but all have links back to Daegu. The mayor has asked everyone to wear a mask and stay indoors if they can. So this is the city centre of Daegu. This is where all the shops, the restaurants, the bars are. And I've been here before on a weekend and it has been packed. This is early Friday evening and there are very few people here, which shows that people are either staying at home or making sure they are not in a crowd. Are you worried?
Me and my mother and parents, friends are worried, very worried. It's dangerous.
It's very shocking because it's spreading from just one small group of people.
The government has designated Daegu and neighbouring Cheondo special care zones, meaning more doctors and funds will be provided. The focus shifting now from trying to prevent the virus entering the country to stemming the spread that's within. Paula Hancock's CNN, Daegu, South Korea.
Last week, intelligence officials warned House lawmakers that Russia will attempt to interfere with the 2020 presidential race to get President Trump re-elected. Trump staffers hit back at the claim, saying the president has been tough on Russia and has done what he can to strengthen European security. Officials also added that Russia intends to interfere with both the Democratic primaries and the 2020 general election.
Hello, I'm Michael Reiner, and this is your TV2 Sports Report. Tonight's game between the Flashes and the Buffalo Bulls is right around the corner. Way back on January 24th, the Flashes escaped Buffalo with a 70-66 win. Danny Pippen had 20 points in that game, and he is looking to continue the block party he's been having on defense. And he is second in the MAC in blocks. Troy Simons knocked down 4 shots from three-point land, and he's been in fuego from downtown. Look for him to get hot tonight at home. The Flashes will be looking to stop sophomore Josh Mabala, who had 16 points and 15 boards off the bench against Ball State on Tuesday. The Flashes have a record of 7-6 in the MAC Conference, and they are coming off one of their worst losses of the season Tuesday night against Eastern Michigan. Philip Whittington, Antonio Williams, and Troy Simons combined for 14 total points in the loss. Game time tonight is at 7, and it is nationally televised on ESPN2. 2 teams close in the standings. Something's got to give. Make sure you tune in. And Flashes baseball will take the field in the Sunshine State this evening against Florida Gulf Coast. This game tonight is the opener of a 3-game set this weekend. The Flashes lost a tough game Wednesday night at the #1 Miami Hurricanes. They lost that one 12-0, but they could redeem themselves. The Eagles lost their first 4 games of the season, 3 against Tulane and 1 against Florida Atlantic. First pitch from Fort Myers is at 6:30. And tomorrow afternoon, the Flashes women's team takes the court against Miami of Ohio. The Flashes are coming off a loss to top-seeded Central Michigan Wednesday night. On January 18th, the Flashes beat the Redhawks on the road. Freshman Nyla Blackford had 23 points in the win in Oxford. Lindsey Thal will also be looking to knock down perimeter shots. She had 3 three-pointers in the 78-75 win last month. Tip-off tomorrow is at 1 p.m. And it's a brand new edition of the Reiner Rundown. First, we have number 3 Kansas and number 1 Baylor at 12 p.m. How much more prime time can it get, let me tell you. Next, we have the big boxing fight as Deontay Wilder squares off with Tyson Fury on ESPN+. And finally, Sunday, the main event. The Celtics head to the Staples Center to take on the Lakers. Is this an NBA Finals preview? We'll have to see. Big game Sunday afternoon at 3:30. And what an upcoming few days for Kent State athletics. In the meantime, check out the latest episode of KentWire.com's new web show, Overtime. TV2 will have more for you after the break.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Welcome back. If you're a fan of local music, you don't have to go far. TV2's new show, Kent Court, features artists every Friday night at 9. Take a look at this clip from artist Frank Towncar with his song, Walmart.
I love all my friends. I love my girlfriend. I love my mom, I love my brothers, I love my dog. It seems like I have it all. I'm currently employed, and I get to make music. I sing these songs I like to sing and sing some that I don't. It's not so bad. But I still drove almost 6 miles to Walmart at 1 a.m. and spent 27 cents on this notebook in the hopes that maybe some writing just might do the trick and can help me feel better.
Thanks for joining us this Friday evening.
Stay with us at 7 for updates on the Democratic debate and an exclusive interview with the college Republicans.
And don't forget an all-new episode of Kent Court at 9. I'm Shaquiena Davis.
And I'm Jacob Gajda. Have a great night.
We drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.